must live.
Hey, welcome back to Wook Plus. I am Weekend Wook, joined by Kev and only Kev. I wasn't. We don't have the background set up with the set list in a 2 spot, and we weren't sure if T was coming. We
And
figured
somebody
he's
might
watching the
show up.
Dodgers, so yeah, it's fine.
You never know.
What's up,
You
Sherman?
never know. Oh, not much. Yes,
Great.
Leah. I see that Race brought up that Liam Payne died. And
Oh, R.I.P.
do you know who Liam Payne is?
You're gonna put me on the spot.
He was in One Direction. I'm gonna have to go downstairs.
Oh yeah, I saw that. The 31-year-old. I didn't even see the name. That sucks, man.
Right. He fell off a balcony.
Oh.
Have you ever seen Josie and the Pussycats? The movie?
I think so.
Well,
that was a while ago. It came out in like
2001. Yeah.
Yeah.
The running joke in it is that the music industry kills off artists who question it.
Right.
So that's my first thought. But yeah, my kids were big. I used to call them One Dimension, and they would get so mad.
Yeah. I can't believe how old I am now, though. Or that he's 31.
I can't believe how old I am.
No, I mean that's a weird. That somebody dies, and I'm like, oh, I'm old. Like, no, but no, yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, it's sad.
That's when they're starting to show off on a sad note. Who is it? Thanks, Ray. Appreciate it.
And if you've never seen Josie and the Pussycats, faithful viewers,
is that on the list of
it's a great movie.
People should see.
It's a great movie. It's great except for the last 5 minutes. The last 5 minutes are so dumb, but the rest of the movie is fantastic.
I'm in a weird phase in my life where pop culture and just everything in general just kind of pauses, right? Like with kids and stuff, like we don't have time to go see movies. We don't really watch shows. I don't have any idea about the music. So it's like wherever I was in like 2017, that's kind of like where we paused for like the next 20 years. And I'm going to come out of this cocoon and just be completely unhip and have no idea what the fuck's going on.
So many TV shows I missed, like Lost. I never watched an episode because I had kids. If the TV was on, it was Disney Channel.
Yeah,
you know that.
Are you
kind
watching
of
anything now?
I've been watching Penguin.
I heard that's good. I haven't
my
seen
God,
any
so
of it
good.
yet. What's that? The woman the actress, and I heard she was phenomenal. Like she absolutely killed it.
The 4th episode, I can't think of her name off the top of my head, but the episode was all about her last week, and I'm on her team.
Yeah,
Penguin's a dirtball. I just don't get that they have 3 universes now in DC, but go check out Panels and Frames.
You know, the thing with all of that shit though is if it's good, it doesn't matter, right? Like we all nerd out and like we want like a clean thing, but like if like the Spider-Man movies are good, I don't care that it's split. The reason it sucks is because Sony fucks it up, right? And like the reason like the DCEU is because they messed it up. Anyway, that's not this show.
And I watched this show Tulsa King that keeps doing nods to jam band culture. One week the guy had a Ween shirt on. Last week they made a Phish reference. The guy owns a dispensary, like one of the characters. It's a Sly Stone product, and he's annoying. He's playing a gangster for the 9 millionth time. He's become a caricature of himself.
Mike's fucking with me with the spiders. No, I actually did a sweep of my office. I think I got them all. Yeah, I'm gonna be freaking out this whole.
You know what keeps them away? Yeah, you know what you could do that's real easy.
What's that?
Get yourself a little spearmint plant and set it on the desk. Yeah, they kills them. It's a neurotoxin, so they stay away.
I was thinking about getting my girls a puppy for Christmas. That helps too.
Dude, wait till they're a little older because that young one's still little, and then you're going to throw a puppy in the mix. I mean,
Scott's
cat.
bored.
Get a cat. All you have to do is scoop. You don't have to walk them. You don't have to do anything. All right. Yeah. So Phish, I guess they're not touring, right? And they were like, "What can we do to bring in some cash?" So they.
Well, this isn't officially announced yet, as far as I know, right? We couldn't see it officially, but
I found it on Music Direct and Amazon pre-orders for it, but it says through Jump Records, and it says that it's shipped February 7th next year.
And it's the legit like branded releases. Like it's a legit leak. It's just one of those things where the outlets get ahead of the band. right? But so they're doing 2 of them. It's 5 and 6, right?
Yes, 5 and 6, and 5 is Island Tour, the Twist and the Stash, which is weird
Yeah.
because I think the Stash is unfinished, but
No, but I love that twist though.
yeah, the Twist is
Oh
fan.
no,
And
what
the other
happened to
one
the
is
staff?
Deer Creek 21 with Simple and Blaze One, which might be the best one that they've put out in theory because that's 2 incredible half-hour sides. I mean, that's a heavy record, you know?
Yeah, I don't have a record player and vinyl's not really my thing. That's more of Llama's thing. But like I like that they're not afraid. I mean, I don't know if it's afraid or not. I guess Fish would do that, but I like that they're going that recent too, right? That it's not just all super old shit. Cause like, I don't know, I like mixing it up. Island Tour is awesome, and then throw in some recent
Mm,
goodness. Those Deer Creek shows were just it was the 21 or 22. It's 21, right?
21, yeah.
Yeah, that run was just unbelievable, man. Like
Yes.
it wasn't the best music, and it wasn't the tour openers. This is one of those like narcissistic, like personal experience things that I'm like projecting onto you. Is like you have to understand how I feel, but just for a second, like go with me. Like that was my first shows back after the pandemic, and the first time
Mm,
meeting everybody. And like, I don't know, like Scoot, for example, it's the first time I met Scoot in person, right? Like, actually, I think he was like one of the first people I met at those shows. Uh, It still has held up as 3 years later. I think it's hard to get back to that, in 4.0. But yeah,
mhm.
I don't know. I might have to get a record player and start a
Well,
vinyl
you
collection.
you buy the record, and then you have the record. I buy records and don't open them and just listen to it when like I always have, but then I have the record.
Yeah, I have. Tom Marshall gave me a copy of Joy, like
Right.
a vinyl of Joy.
Yeah,
It's hanging up on my wall in my living room because he signed it, but, like, I didn't open that either.
right. That's
Yeah.
y I am not hitting Albany. I have a pattern of going to MSG on the 28th for some reason because usually they're giving away tickets, and someone's like, "If you can get your ass up here." So
Yeah.
I just have to get to New York then.
Yeah, I am definitely not hitting Albany. There's off chance that I hit an early MSG night,
Well,
but
you aren't
yeah.
getting a game hedge again, so let me
No,
ask you a question.
yeah,
No matter what they do, is it gonna be a letdown after last year?
not for me. I mean, there's certainly gonna be people there that are gonna feel that way, but I don't know, man. Like, I've thought of this entire year as a crescendo, right? Because
Right.
coming out of Gamehenge, right out of MSG, they hit that Mexico run, which was the best Mexico run they've ever had, and they're
Yeah.
coming out of that insane Mexico run. They just killed it at the Sphere, right? Completely laid it
Mhm.
down, and then I don't think, a couple weeks, months removed. I'm curious. I want to ask you what you think about the summer tour. I don't know that I hold it higher than 21, that first year back, but I still think this was a really, really good tour. Like this has been a great year of Fish.
Right,
Probably like 23, 23, 24 is on like the same page.
I'd say that the highs from this summer, they were really high, but a lot of it for me was baseline. They're good. I mean, because Fish is good at what they do. They've been playing together so long, but most of it I'd never even think to go back and listen to.
Yeah, but that's just your personality too, though. I feel like like you don't go back
Right,
and
but like
re-listen to a lot.
Tweezer down with the down with disease Tweezer sense from Mondegreen, that's something that I would be willing to spend an hour with again.
Yeah, or the not secret set, the ambient
Yeah,
stuff that I've re-listened to, but I feel like that like the Deer Creek show, the Alpine show, like I'm trying to think of like there are a lot of really monster jams. Yeah,
but
I see. Well, that's what I was gonna say. Deer Creek this year, technically, and like I guess you could say objectively, although it's completely subjective, but like you know, based on like common accepted parameters, I would say 24 was better. I still hold 21 in much higher esteem because of how special that tour was for me personally. That is definitely not only an attendance bias, but a back off the pandemic and just like
Right.
pent up, you know. But no, I think this summer tour was good, man. I think I don't know. Let's go back and like revisit it all.
I find that it's very much my initial reactions. A lot of times I'll stick with, but sometimes the perspective is good. Like 6 months from now, you go back and you look through the set list and you're like, wow, that jumps out at you. Let me listen to that. And
What's crazy is how little of Phish I've listened to since
we
Mondegreen. Like,
listened to a lot of Phish this summer, me and you.
I know. That's what I was gonna say. I feel like we kind of burnt out on it.
You
We
didn't
like,
miss a note. Didn't miss a note.
I mean, for years now, right? For
Yeah,
4
for
years, we haven't
years.
missed a note of Phish. That's we gotta be seen. That's
Yeah.
something. That's a stat.
Don't tell the doctor. Oh.
Oh man. Anyway, speaking of the Sphere, there's
Ooh.
some news coming out of Vegas.
We've got news
It's
coming out of Vegas and news coming out of
Abu
the
Dhabi.
United Arab
Abu
Emirates.
Dhabi. Yeah, Emirates. Yeah,
Emirates.
so their MSG Entertainment has announced they're building a second Sphere, Sphere 2.
Right.
I guess is it MSG Entertainment or is it somebody just utilizing the technology?
What I heard was that it's in part Abu Dhabi's Department of Cultural and Tourism and Sphere Entertainment Company.
Oh, is that like an
So,
offshoot of MSG? Yeah, I
well,
guess
I
they
think that's
probably
what the
have.
whole. It's like
Yeah.
Alphabet and Google. It's what it's incorporated as.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And I hear that it's going to be similar in scale. So it's probably going to be 17.5 to see. But what do you do there? I mean, Phish isn't going there. I'm not going there.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's international entertainment,
Right? Get
right?
stoned while you're getting stoned, I mean, that place is just.
Yeah, man. I'm surprised that all right, I am and I'm not. The Emirates are known for green lighting crazy mega projects without a whole lot of logic or financial strategy. They just make shit big out there and they have
Right.
fucking oil money. They don't give a fuck. Right? Like it's harder to get those types of projects greenlit in like Europe or the States or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So in that sense, I'm not surprised. But in general, I'm a little bit surprised that they are going ahead with the second one this soon before its financial viability has really proven itself, right? Like, I
Yeah.
think there's still a chance. I'm not writing it off. I'm not one of those people who's saying like, "Oh, it's a huge mistake and they shouldn't do it." But like, it's been a very slow startup. Like, I feel like I don't know. I don't think it's
Mm-hmm.
proven. I wouldn't feel if I was an investor, I would not feel super confident
Well,
going into it.
I tell you what, they added. They released the last quarter's data, which I guess went through the end of June. So that might be something that I'll take a peek at, and you see where the numbers are. I mean, that's before
last quarter was through September. Q3 was just
yeah,
ended.
but they released the reports from a quarter before.
So Q2.
Right. And it ended in June, so it was before Dead and Company, but it would tell what Phish did and what U2 did.
Yeah.
And how much they brought in. So
was it did you read it? Was it
No, I have not. It's
so
like
why are you bringing it
87.
up? We're
I
live,
said
Kev. You're making it sound like we have all this info and then
I
don't
said
know.
I'm gonna have to look at it, is what I said. I didn't know we were gonna go to that place. I thought we were gonna talk about the new one and then but also you got to remember the United Arab Emirates. I think they'll have like wrestling there because WWE or whatever does events over there. And I think you're going to get a lot of DJ stuff, which is a lot less overhead. You have a DJ, it's all programmed. Boom. They walk in, the lights are going,
Yeah, and I feel like, I mean, I don't know. I was going to say shit based completely on hearsay and like rumor and reputation that I don't actually know. I don't know. I just have the impression that there's a lot more money flowing through there and a lot of like high rollers doing stupid shit. And it's just like they could, I don't know. There could be all sorts of crazy shit they do out
You
there.
got to walk right though if you're over there. You don't want to end up in jail.
The other thing out of the sphere is the Eagles are announcing more shows, which I think we saw coming, right? Because they
Right.
had
Well,
so many
they
blanks
added
and
some.
holes in their
Right. They
schedule.
added some, and then they're adding more because ticket sales have been so good, is what it said on the press release. And these shows are going to be the 7th and 8th and 14th and 15th of March next year.
Damn.
So I guess April will be, I bet you April is Phish. And then we get some kind of Dead and Company thing again.
So these are through March. Yeah, I mean, I think that tracks, right? Because they're not doing Halloween, they're doing New Year's. They're doing Mexico. Have they announced Mexico? Yeah. I
Who,
never
Dead and
tracked
Company or
no
Phish?
Phish. I never
Yes,
tracked
Phish now.
Mexico because I can never afford it, so it just kind of
Right.
like is
Yeah,
off
yeah,
my
it's been
radar.
announced. It's been
Yeah.
announced.
So yeah, that would track 8 shows in April. Yeah, before another monster summer tour and another Mondegreen. Have we talked about that on the show? All the
I
rumors
I
and things about Mondi 2
my feeling is it'll be in 25.
doing every other year kind of thing. Yeah. I don't know. I really see them moving to this model of like these pillars of like Dick's, Mexico, New Year's, Halloween,
I wish
Mondegreen, and just
Mondegreen
having them.
I wish they would open summer tour with it
Yeah,
instead
have
of
an
having a
early summer
festival and
one.
then Dick's, you know?
Well, no, I like. Okay, I hear that, but then your warm up shows are going to be at Mondegreen. It's like do a short Southeast tour, right? Like hit one of those like Louisiana or Alabama or in South Carolina, Georgia. Maybe hit Alpharetta, and then come up and do Mondegreen, and then do your Northeast Midwest. Save the West Coast for the
So
fall.
in the middle like Oswego like they did that year. Oh, 26. My fault. Thank you. Thank you. Why is that
We-
guy not a member? We need to figure that out, Jason.
I know, I know. It's dude,
So
when we were
we'll see. I mean, I feel like any of these huge things like this, all the stadiums, music venues, they're just ripe for money laundering, and there's just all kinds of illegal stuff going on, and that's how they're all staying open.
I have no idea. I don't
Yeah, when
know,
I
man.
jump off a balcony next week, you'll know what happened.
Dude, don't bring the tin hat here right now. I'm not ready for that. The shit's crazy enough on its own. We don't need
It's
the
not tin
tin
hat
foil.
though anymore. It's no
You had
longer
a tin hat. I feel like the first year we all hung out. Was that you or Chad? One of you would wear the fucking tin hat.
I didn't know it was never me. I never had a tin hat. That had to be Chad
Yeah. Yeah, it must
or
have been Chad.
Fam.
Or Fam. Or Llama.
Llama had the mask. All right.
All right.
We had interesting. This is interesting, right? Because Trey was supposed to do a keynote speech. This was where was our thing?
This is in Golden Valley, Minnesota, at the
Right,
Metropolitan Ballroom. It
right.
was
And
a
they advertised
acoustic.
it as a retreat, a recovery focused thing, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it said in the stuff that went out before that he was going to be playing songs and do a keynote speech. Apparently, there's no recordings, but what I've gotten from other people is he didn't do a keynote speech. He talked a little in between the songs, but you want to pull up let's take a look at what he did.
You
Because
motherfucker.
I wanted to make fun.
I
Not
wanted
really.
you to fix the titles, and you were like, no, not
Love
doing
is what
it.
we are. Now is that a song that was like old and brought out? Like with at the Mission Ballroom shows, maybe? I don't know.
I'm
Summer
going
of
to
'89,
misspeak.
it was nice to see back. I know people pan that song, but
I like Summer of '89. They did
isn't
that.
it
He did
about
that
him
in
and
a Tiny
Sue?
Desk concert too, didn't he?
Huh?
I feel like they
Yeah.
did that. He did that in a Tiny Desk concert. That was all right.
Yeah.
Um,
It's about his
yeah,
wife, right? Him and his wife.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But the Brian Roberts good. Rise Come Together. I hate the fucking name, right? But it's fine, right? Probably slaps
Why
acoustic. I
didn't he
don't know.
just call it "Come Together"? We know there's a Beatles song
I know.
called "Come Together." We aren't going to confuse it. We're smart.
No.
That you did "Miss You." There's a Rolling Stone song "Miss You." You didn't have "Miss You" slash.
I hate so much that you don't use capital letters on these fucking titles.
Dude, I copied and pasted this off a Facebook
From
post.
where? Toddler's
A
notebook?
Facebook post.
Oh my god, this shit like or you do like C and use no caps, but capitalizing some of them and it's not even consistent. Like Strange Design and Water in the Sky, you do sky so okay, right? Everything, but then like come together, the train is not like what is going on here? It's chaos. Oh man.
All right.
It's fine.
So yeah, I would have back on the train. I guess that's an obvious choice. How do you feel about Trey singing Page songs? Because he's done Strange Design and stuff before, where he takes a page, one that he wrote, and sings it. I think it's strange.
I like for acoustic Trey sets, he can sing any of them. Like I feel like it works because it's him covering himself, right? Because it's different. They're different arrangements and different versions.
I just feel like it's Page's. He gave it to Page, so Page owns it now.
And so wait, this thing was a gala for recovery. I love this set list. I see. No, I hear what you were saying. You're like, let's put this set list up here. I'm gonna poke fun at it because it's all these fucking like shitty pooper songs. But like looking at this set list and like the through line of it, with that in mind of it being like a gala, like I think it. I don't know, man. I think it kind of works.
I think Shermith has it right with
What's that?
the last two tunes. It's a hell of a way to.
Yeah, but I Fish at a shed in the summer. Yeah, I would be bitching about it. But Trey Acoustic at a gala. I don't know. I guess I hate Life Beyond the Dream though. That more hits sometimes. More I think you can do like more I think works sometimes. Life Beyond the Dream not so much for me.
Yeah, so good for him. I wish he would do that tour again. I would love to see Trey do a tour with Desron, like Garcia and Khan used to do, and just go out with a stand-up bass and acoustic guitar and run through a bunch of tunes.
Yeah, or the what did they call it when it was Dez and Fish? Was that just Tab also? They're all just
It was just
iterations of
Tab,
Tab.
yeah. This was
I
the
like
trio or something.
yeah, I really like that mix. I feel like
Right.
that's gonna be a reoccurring project for sure.
Right. Or Trey go out and do a show where he stick with me on this. He opens up with a couple acoustic tunes, brings Desron out,
Yeah.
and maybe does a trio or a quartet thing, then brings out strings. Remember the strings from the Beacon?
Yeah.
And then have that be the way you end the show. And sorry, I guess you could have the horns, but it would be more focused on doing something like You Enjoy Myself Again, where it had the string section on
I
it.
feel like that would be expensive as shit though.
Oh yeah. Rescue Squad strings. That's right, Sherman. You're with me.
Yeah.
It would be expensive, but why? I mean, he's played with the symphony a few times. Why not? Roll with
Yeah, but
it.
that's he doesn't tour with the symphony. I feel like but you gotta pay all those fucking musicians
Yeah,
and
but Trey
shit.
sells out. Trey will sell the tickets and he can charge what he wants and people will show up to see it, especially if it's something like that he hasn't done before.
Yeah. I would go see that. Yeah, no, you're right. I'd totally go see that. I
Totally
don't know
good.
what the fuck I'm talking about. Oh man. All right. So picture this. I'm just gonna have this random, unrelated, hypothetical situation that has nothing to do with any current events. It's just this evergreen topic I thought of that I thought would be so imagine you are having some sort of function or activity and your brain twitches out and you don't know what to say. So you have to put on a playlist for I don't know, let's just pick a random number, say 39 minutes. Um What's on your playlist? What is in your head that expresses you emotionally that you would share to convey things without actually having to talk? I was trying to think of like what I almost like. It's like almost like a guilty pleasure thing too. Like what would you play that would shock us? That would be like, oh damn.
Oh, I'd probably well, I don't know. I would I'd probably play a bunch of punk rock stuff. Mix him with I don't you know what song I'd open up with is do you know this song Soulful Strut, but you probably don't know it by its name. But it's by Young Holt Unlimited. I think that is a great song to start off with because it get everybody dancing and happy, and then you throw in something like The Clash or something after that.
See that actually kind of makes sense to me because like you get people like fucking fired up, right? Like or moving or dancing. I mean, I don't
Right?
know. It's like would you do A Life Beyond the Dream 3 times? I mean, the
No,
first two would be
I would.
instrumental, but the third one, that one would be great.
Right? Yeah. No, I'm not gonna go there. Well, would it be three separate versions
Yeah,
from like three different shows?
right. You would play the acoustic instrumental Life Beyond the Dream. Then you'd play the Phish instrumental Life Beyond the Dream. Then you do the the Ghost of the Forest with the
Right.
vocals.
I would probably I could see rolling with What's the Use three times in a row.
I have this weird now that we're saying, and I shouldn't admit this out loud, but like a long time ago, back when I would get fucked up and was young, before kids and all that shit, I would get really fucked up and take over the DJ, whatever it was, like your iPad or iPod or whatever the music was on, and I would put on. I don't know why. I thought it was funny at the time, but not Brown Eyed Girl, Moondance. I
Wow.
just and like this was time like they'd be like playing like whatever, like fucking rock or DMX or like something like something for like a party, and then all of a sudden Moondance would come on, and I'd just be like fucking dying there laughing. That's kind of the vibes I got right from this
Do you
hypothetical unrelated situation.
All right? Is it a rule with you that when you're driving you get to pick the music?
It used to be until I got kids and they set me straight. I don't have that. I don't have that much autonomy of my choices anymore.
What Yeah. I always made
Well,
them
you
listen to
you make
I
them
made
you
them
make them
listen
listen to your
pretty much.
shit,
Well, I would make them CDs, like, I'd go get MP3s of a bunch of Hannah Montana songs, Selena
right?
Gomez, and throw it on a disc and play it for them. But then I'd make them listen to, like, 70s soul music for the next hour we were driving, and
Right. Well, like on long trips, what we'll do is we'll pass it around. So like Evie picks a song, my wife picks a song, I pick a song. But like when we're just like driving her to school or like on like random errands, it's much. I mean, I hate to admit defeat like this, but it's much easier just to put on her play. Like we have a playlist that says like fucking Frozen and
right.
Encanto and shit, and like she's all bopping around having a good time, and I get like that peace of mind where I don't have to think or talk or do anything for a little bit. Man, I
Yeah.
feel like
It
listening
was
to
the
us talk
best.
about kids is like birth control at its finest.
It was the best when you were, like, in high school and after high school and college, and you'd have everyone trapped in the car with you, and you'd be like, "Here, check this out. Check out this Frank Zappa." And everyone's like, "Dude, what are you doing to us?
I used to
Put on
DD,
some
and
Rush."
back in college, like our group of friends would alternate DDing each night or on weekends and shit. Whenever I put on like the spaciest, most trippy jams, like fucking 20-30 minute jam. Everybody fucking hated it, but I didn't
Just to
care
be
because I was
annoying.
sober and they were all fucked up. So I'm gonna listen to what I want to listen to.
Right, right. Do you ever
Yeah.
steal the jukebox at a bar?
Yeah, and put on the M because like you don't even have that many songs to
Yeah.
choose from. Like just one song. They can
Providence
skip it though.
Bowie. They always have the Providence Bowie on there
Yeah,
from 95.
that's a good one though.
It is. There you go. Yes, Sherman. It's funny. God
Yeah.
bless him.
All
So,
right. Boop.
hey, it's Bob Weird's birthday.
Hey, happy birthday, Bobby.
Good,
How
good for
old's Bobby?
Bobby. And so I listened to a whole Dead show today
Oh, that's
from
solid.
9/16/89, which is the only time I saw the Dead on Bobby's birthday. And
10-16.
yes, you should check that out. 10/16/89. Fantastic show. Playing Dark, no, what is it? Dark Star playing, Uncle John's playing into drums, and then out of drums they do Dark Star Addicts of My Life playing to close the set.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, it's probably the best they were playing. They had all their MIDI toys. You know, I know that you aren't as deep into it as Phish, but at that point they had all gotten MIDI stuff and they were way out there with it. By spring 90, they had kind of reeled it in.
I wanted to tell you actually, because I listened to what was the show? The RFK show, 90 show?
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I like it a lot. I gotta say, I already knew this, I think, about myself, but like I was maybe on the fence or was afraid to mention. But I think I am officially a Brent guy. Like I think this show locked me in where I like really felt the value.
Right. He was driving the band.
Yeah, entirely. That entire show. At least that. I mean, I'm my untrained dead ear. Like I don't know it like you and T, but like I felt like he really captured that show and was driving the whole set. It was just, I loved it. It was great.
You know, Dave, I would probably bust out some Kajagoogoo Too Shy instead of Duran Duran, but
do you remember when we did the Duran Duran experiment on here?
Yes.
It was with Duran Duran.
We got popped before the show was over.
Yeah. I've never seen anything like it. You could fucking copyright infractions with like Disney or anything else, and it takes like 3 or 4 days. Duran Duran, they hit us instantly. They were like, nope. Fuck you guys.
It's so funny.
This is a weird episode, man. I mean, I love it. I gotta admit, this is a lot of fun just hanging out with you, and I feel like it takes the pressure, like not having a guest and it's just being weird. I was like, I feel like it's fun, right? It's just like it's light, whatever you want to talk about.
And the encore of this show, they do "We Bid You Good Night." I don't know if you've ever seen a video of when they broke that back out in summer of '89. How they would do it was they'd have Phil and Bobby come out and stand there and sing with just Jerry with his guitar. And it's so awkward watching Bobby with his hands in his pockets. He had his hands in his front pockets singing while Phil's over there with his arms up. He's doing like Trump.
So you're saying Bobby should have done this move where he puts his hands back and
something he should have done,
or the jerk off move?
You could tell that he just does not feel right without a guitar in his hand.
Yeah.
He's like,
yeah, because he has the accent. It's like a rock star with the guitar in his hand, and then when he's just standing there, it's kind of awkward. So wait, was that at the Bobby birthday show you were talking about, or the RFK show?
Yes, that was at the Bobby birthday show. Yep.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
Oh, hey, by the way, I forgot. They're definitely not watching. At least I fucking hope not. And they probably won't see this. But congrats to Bobby and Danielle. They got married today. That was very cool.
Emo. We love Emo.
Yeah, one of the first not Woody, but Wook Award winners.
Yeah, she was Noob of the Year.
Yeah, Noob of the Year. The rookie Wookie. I like Rookie Wookie. That's what it ultimately became. But that's cool. I mean, it's cool to see them get married like that. That's awesome.
That other guy was the Noob of the Year because we had the Zoomer. We had the Zoomer and the Boomer one year.
Right. That was you and Young Ryan, right?
The Boomer was not happy they got the Boomer award.
Oh, it wasn't you. It was Zissix.
Yes, right. Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. And then he was like, I'm not a boomer. And we're like,
yeah. You're skirting that line, buddy.
I was like, you sure about that?
Oh, hey, we're halfway through. Good point to mention. No Wook Club next week because we got the after shows, right?
Yes.
For Albany. And next Wednesday, we're going to do a lot instead of a live. And we're going to have Biz Archive, Mr. Scott Marks. Come on.
Dude, Scott's awesome.
Makita, you should definitely check that out. Maybe you can get some of those teases you're always looking for in.
We got a chance to hang out with him at Mondegreen for a little bit before 2 of the nights and had a nice conversation with. I mean, we've talked many times on the show and stuff, but that was like one of the first times got to hang out like in person. Nice guy.
One of the few pictures that we got because he was like, "Let's get a picture." I never think of that.
I never do either. We have so little evidence that we were there or met anybody.
Right.
Yeah, Scott was there with us. He talked to him too.
But you know what that says? That says that you were having a good time. The
That's what
last
it's
thing you were
talking
thinking.
about. We've talked about this, right? Because like I don't know if we talked about this on air or if we talked about this at camp, but like the idea of like, oh, we're gonna do a show, we're gonna do the recaps at the festival, or what are we gonna do while we're at the shows? And the thing I keep coming back to is that we have to live the experience in order to genuinely talk about it after the fact. I feel
Right.
like now I'm not pointing fingers at anyone else that does anything like this, but you see it right where it just becomes like they're the show and like it's like the memes, the selfies, and the
Well,
singing, and like you're no longer doing the thing that we love and brought us all together. You have to be there experiencing it the way you experiencing it with your crew and the music, and then
hear
you
me
can
out.
come
Hear
and
me
talk
out.
about it.
Hear me out. What if we all got body cameras and then we could just run the film while we're hanging out the whole time?
That would have to be member only shit, because that'd be some fucked up. There'd be some crazy
Bro.
shit.
Oh man, that's so fantastic.
And let me clarify too, because I'm not saying like if you're at like fan art or like doing a special event or an after show, that's cool. Like I
Mhm.
don't want to like clown on people that like contribute to the circuit. We were talking about this in the green room, right? Like there is something about this scene where it's always been there, maybe not as online and plugged in, but like there's always been an aspect of like all these different people bringing in art and like personalities and stuff. Like that's cool. There's a difference though, like when you're detracting from the show and the experience, and it's no longer about the music, and you're the star of the show. Like I feel like that's where it's like it's a little much. It's like chill the fuck out and just experience the music, and then talk about it with everybody.
Well, I'm famous for having people for like seeing people at shows from like 10 rows away or something and never even bothering to go over. I'm just like, bang, back here.
No, yeah, that's true, man. I'm with
After the
you.
show, I'm more than happy to go over and I'll run over and say hi. But while it's going on, I'm like, I don't want to have to
All right,
have some conversation.
we're just being very open right now. I'm just gonna confess something. I love meeting people, but when you ask me after the show what I thought of the show and expect a very like
Thought out answer.
articulate, like after show response, but I'm at the show spun out of my gourd. That's not like, and I feel like I guess like that happened a couple of times this year. It's like lights go up or whatever. I'm walking back, I run in and say, "Oh, hey, yeah, it's great." And I'm like, so what'd you think of that set? And like you could tell, like they're listening intently, like, and I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I'm like, it's hard in the
Right.
moment, you know. I don't know.
What's up,
It's great.
Chad Blitz?
Oh, dude, he's in South Florida. I think I saw that
I
yesterday. I
know.
hope you're doing well, man. I appreciate you
Well,
using your battery juice to hang out with us tonight. Yeah, it sucks that you guys got hit so hard. Is it really as bad as everyone's saying? I lived in Florida for Andrew, and in the '90s, I lived down there, and there was a like, yeah, he's in. It sucks, dude. It sucks. My family lives down there still. They made it all right though. I think they're got power back or are about to get power back. They said, but yeah, it sucks.
a good friend of mine's husband had a heart attack during Milton.
During Milton, that
Yes,
sucks.
and they took him to the hospital, and he
Is
did
he
not make
good?
it.
Oh
No, he did not
no.
make it. 3 days short of their 18th wedding anniversary.
Dude, we start the show with One Direction dying.
No,
We
but
end the show with your buddy. Like what?
you didn't let me finish. You didn't let me finish it.
What's
She's been
this?
on
What is the silver lining here?
No, how she's dealing with it. She's been on Facebook and she's been like posting his favorite songs, and it's been like a real-time celebration of him that she's doing, which I think is fantastic. It's one of the best things I've seen social media do. I think she's isolated down there, obviously in the Gulfport, what's going on. And
Yeah.
she's found that on Facebook she can let it out and she's finding the support she needs. And that's where I was going. I mean, it's sad that happened, but
No, yeah, it's tragic.
these things happen. He's 10 years older than me. If I make it to 64, I'll be surprised.
I was thinking about, all right, I don't know what you got me in this grim headspace. I want to say shit. And people are like, why do I tune into this shit? But like, I was thinking about that. If I experience some sort of tragedy, like whatever it is, I don't think I could ever do this kind of shit. Like, part of me feels like I would turn to like you guys and shit for like support, But like part of me would be like, I wouldn't want to. I feel like not just this, but like work. I feel like I have so much respect and admiration for the people that like pick up and keep moving. I don't think I have that mental fortitude. I think I would need to have like a drastic change in my life and like just like an abandonment of because I have so many mental associations with shit. I don't know how people are able to just like wake up and like, all right, we just keep going, you know.
Just put
I,
one
I would
foot in
just
front of the other, and
yeah,
pretty
I
soon
would
you're
I am very susceptible to all of the worst, you
well,
know.
you just have to trust that the end of the day, when your own moment comes and you leave, that you have no regrets.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I
all
mean,
right, let's
I
talk
don't know.
about the Rock Hall.
It's a
Ugh.
weird fucking show.
The Rock Hall of Fame. So they're doing the induction ceremony on Saturday, and the class this year, I always have an issue because what is rock and roll? And this year we got Mary J. Blige, and I tell you what, No Drama came out. I was such a Mary J. Blige stan, but it's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. She was soul R&B singer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. If it were the first time this happened, maybe I'd be like, "Ah, what are they doing? They
It
have
happens every time.
this long storied history of being a specific genre." I feel like it's just a name at like the
Why is
right
there
at
not a rhythm and blues Hall of Fame though, an R&B Hall of Fame? Anyway, the rest of them, they have Cher, which true rock and roll star, even though she did a bunch of pop stuff later in her career, Sonny and Cher. And then she has an incredible album that she put out with her then husband, Greg Allman, called Allman and Woman, which is a fantastic one. And then we got Dave Matthews.
Yeah, which I think I'm
Is
in
that a
peace
slap
with
in the
that.
face to Fish? That Fish has been around longer?
No, I think what it is a sign that Fish is actually going to probably get inducted in the next couple of years, right?
You
Because
think so?
I think they were on very similar paths. I think Dave was a little bit more mainstream and had a little more hits and a little more sales. Um, I personally obviously don't think you know, I don't think they're better than Fish. Like I think Fish is a superior musicians and band. I think Trey specifically is a superior writer and composer, but I think this is just a sign that their time is coming. And I think Fish fans are gonna be bitching about that too, because they like for years and years now we've bitched about them not getting any love, and then I just can see them getting love and then being like, you
Now
know,
the Dave Matthews Band has Brandy Carlisle inducting them, which I think is a good
is for
choice.
that.
Yeah,
Is
I'm down with that. But my question to you is, who would induct Fish?
a side note, the Genesis performance they did at the
Mhm.
for what watches this guy Reacher Watcher.
Yeah, Watchers in the Sky and
Yeah,
Follow You,
that's
Follow Me, I
I
guess.
fucking love that song, and that is one of my favorite like
Why
offbeat.
has that never appeared? They I don't
I
want
have
to say
no
they nailed
idea.
it, but it was damn close.
Yeah, no, and with a little bit of, and I have no idea. I don't know why they don't do more prog shit in general. Probably because they don't get
Too hard.
together, rehearse that much, like back in the day. But I feel like they absolutely should do more prog covers. Um, yeah, dude. Yes, David Byrne would be an awesome person, and or I could see like Les Claypool, right? He has like the relation. He's like kind of like
Mhm.
you know
Is he famous enough?
to induct Fish. Yeah, I think so.
Fair.
Do you think of him? I never thought of this. Like it's obvious in hindsight, and I think I knew this, but I saw a video of him in a concert doing the South Park
Mhm.
soundtrack. And I never think of him like as the South Park, but then he does the voices, and it's like, duh, like it's such a Primus thing. But like I just for whatever reason they in my dumb lizard brain they were in separate categories, and I never connected it until you see him doing it live, and you're like, oh yeah,
I used to have the CD, Oh, a CD with those songs on it. I didn't buy it. It was off Napstar.
Oh,
But
no
the
shit.
reason
You haven't bought anything. I feel like you always have, you know.
that I downloaded it is because it was the only song I found that had Kevin in the title. And there's a song about Kevin on there and Michael Jackson. And you got to find the video. It's weird.
Yeah.
Talk
No.
about weird.
Phish is not actually getting inducted. Yes, I saw that to boot. I wasn't gonna bring it up because I didn't want people to get to go into the political conversation. But I was shocked to hear, well, not shocked, but I thought it was, yeah, that was the third Phish reference in a political video I saw in the same day. I was like, holy shit.
They're trying to
It's
drag him in.
everybody, dude, conservatives, fucking liberals, like everybody's just like, it's just like this thing. No, you're good, man. Fuck it. At this
No, it's
point,
cool.
you're good. No, it's just so amazing that like we're on the same vibe and saw the same shit.
All right,
Yeah. I don't
so
know.
the rest of what we got going on is Foreigner. Not exactly my favorite. They were kind of the band I made fun of growing up. But they're a
Yeah, but
rock band.
they
Oh,
definitely
Head
are
Games.
deserving.
Right. And what's the one, Jukebox Hero, about him standing in the rain listening to the guy play guitar and then becoming a guitarist? And it's a pretty fantastic song. And then Frampton, Humble Pie, his solo stuff. I mean, he's a rock god, even though I was never really into it. What's the one song about
Wait, what's
smoking PCP?
no, what's the for hold on, I'm going back to Foreigner. There's a song
Okay.
that's what's the karaoke song everybody sings?
Oh, I want to know what love is. I want you to show me.
No, that's not what it is. Oh, Feels Like the First Time,
Oh,
maybe?
feels like the first time, right? Uh,
Yeah.
that's a big one.
Yeah. No, they
Mm,
definitely they got a shit ton of hits. They deserve that.
they
Come on.
do. Next, we got Cool and the Gang, another band I absolutely love. I have their the album with Summer Madness on it. That is
Dustin to Win.
actually
That's it. Thank you, Doug.
okay.
Sorry. Cool in the
Um,
Gang. Are you Cool in the Gang fan?
I am. I'm huge on Cool and the Gang. I
Yeah.
their 70s stuff was fantastic. They did a bunch of instrumental stuff back in olden times before they started with Celebrate and all that when they became hit makers.
Yeah.
Then we got Ozzy. So I guess this is Ozzy's
Sabbath
second
was
one.
already in for a
Yeah,
long time, right?
right.
Yeah, that's
So this
cool.
is his second. Ozzy gets in. Good for
Yeah.
Ozzy. He deserves it. With Randy Rhoads, that stuff, he like reinvigorated hard rock / heavy metal in the early 80s with Mr. Crowley and Crazy Train and
I loved it, man. That was before I got into like Fish and shit. That was my jam. Yeah, I know. I realized that, Mike. I'm sorry. You are 100% right.
Hot Blooded.
All those bands, though, Journey, Foreigner, Kansas, like they all mesh together in my mind. They all sound, I don't know.
Right. And the last of the class is A Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah. How do you
Big
feel about
fan.
that?
I don't think they belong in there because they're not a rock band,
I
but
was just gonna call you out for being sexist as shit because you're like Mary J. Blige. Well, what the fuck? But you don't bring out the Tribe Called Quest.
no. I wish
What
there
is
was a
that
hip hop
about?
hall of fame. I wish there was a hip hop hall of fame, but come on, Q-Tip. I got to see Quest once with Cypress Hill and Marley's kid, Ziggy.
Oh yeah,
It
Ziggy.
was a
Yeah,
big festival thing, which was
yeah.
really cool. And then they have
I
this
never
thing called
listened to any of that shit, but I got along with them because it was like the whole like stoner adjacency thing,
right.
right? Like the cliques. It was like the surfer rock and like the Fish jam band rock and like the hip hop thing. Like there
Mhm.
were all these different cliques, but like we all got along because they were like in the umbrella category of like the reefer stoner, you
Mhm.
know. Like I never
That
listened to like Cypress or whatever, but like they were adjacent. They were always like right next to it.
right. Maybe somebody can explain what a musical excellence award is. They have like a whole nother category that has Jimmy Buffett, the MC5, and Dionne Warwick in it, which is fantastic. And then the
Well,
legends or
Kevin, I
whatever.
think that is an award where they recognize musical excellence.
Yeah, but they don't let you in.
Right. It's basically like Buffett. Yeah, we got to give him
MC5,
something.
MC5, even though they only put out what 2 albums and then they got back together and did a third with some of the original members, they belong in there. I mean, they're one of the foundations of what became punk rock.
I don't know.
And then the Legacy Award is Big Mama Thornton, who basically created rock and roll. So
I think Ghost wins.
Jay-Z should induct Phish. Interesting.
That is.
I played with these guys once. They crazy. Oh man. So there we go. Are you going to watch? Do you ever watch? I always try to watch because it's neat.
I don't watch anything, man. I don't.
Oh, right. We went through this. I like to watch.
I get like bite-sized, like YouTube vid. Like I can do
one performance, right?
10-minute clipped out digestible YouTube videos is what I am able to manage.
What you can watch when you're
right
pooping.
Now.
What
right.
you watch when you're pooping,
or when you're sitting in the bathroom pretending to poop, so that way you can just have 10 minutes to yourself. So you can watch a video and just sit there for 10 minutes. Oh shit, we're not supposed to say that part out loud. Oh well.
Oh,
all right. You got a minute?
Yeah, the Neil Young minute. Neil this week. Neil, I guess a few years back, got United States citizenship finally. He was born in Canada, obviously, and he's lived here since the mid 60s, early 60s even. He endorsed Kamala Harris for president, which was interesting. I don't remember him endorsing Biden last time, so it's interesting. It's a lot of people have come out, no matter where you sit politically. A lot of musicians and actresses came out, and Catter was very pissed off about it. He said he was never listening to anybody who endorsed Kamala again, and everyone pointed out to him he would only have Kid Rock and Ted Nugent left.
Yeah,
Catter's this a troll on Twitter that everybody always like. They think he's this great guy. I was like, he's never left his house.
Is it you? Are you Cat Turd?
secretly. But everybody was making fun of him, saying all you're gonna have is Ted Nugent and Kid Rock. So
yeah.
And that's your name minute.
Cool. All right, so here's the question, Kev. Do we want to vamp for 7 minutes to fill out the hour and talk, or do we want to just bid everybody adieu and call it a little slightly early episode?
Well, what do you think? I see a lot of, I have a feeling I know how you're going to answer this. I've seen a lot of people talking about Albany, which Sherman's brought up, that maybe they're going to do something special one of the nights. And I'm like, no, it's just regular old shows. It's just the money is going somewhere else.
Yeah, I think normal special. So I think there's going to be something special about the shows, but not unique or unseen. Something like probably, all right, I'll rank 3 options from most likely to least likely. I would say most likely would be a guest, right? Have somebody sit in. I think the next possible option would be like instrumental, like encore type thing, either like acoustic or have like strings or things, or something with a set, right? Like fucking play with the set, like spell something out. They haven't done that in a while. Pull like a Dix type thing. I don't know. I could see any of those things happening. I can see most likely it's just having a regular fucking set of shows and not doing anything unique.
Right. The only thing I can see out of that is a guest. All these people are like, they should do a Halloween album because it's the weekend before Halloween. And I'm like, no, they shouldn't, because
that'd be a terrible idea.
I'm sure people will dress up. I'm sure there will be a Halloween festive atmosphere at the shows. I know I'd wear a costume if I was going.
I was going to ask you, we're going to have the show on the 30th, the night before Halloween. Do you want to dress up? You want to wear costumes?
I probably have something. I can't wear a mask. I got to think about it. Something I can do. You can't have a mask
plus costume. Oh yeah. You have to convey a costume in this frame without wearing a mask.
So it might involve paint on the
Mm,
face or something. I always am all about that. We might have to twist T's arm. Nah, T likes that.
you're not
Maybe I
wearing
can
black.
bust out the I still have
You're
the
not wearing
astronaut.
blackface.
I I still have the astronaut helmet. I
We
really
should.
do.
I've had several funny bit ideas that I've been meaning to bring up, but then I hesitate right before I tell it to you because I think
Because
about it,
I'll
I'm like,
say
oh,
yes.
yeah, because you'll be like, oh, that's a great idea, let's do that, and then I'm like, fuck, I'll be stuck doing whatever the idea
10
is.
hours of editing.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe in the fall or in the winter, once we get past the election and everything, and I
Yeah.
feel like human again, brings back
Right.
some bits.
And Saturday night, if anybody's in Baltimore, I am planning on coming down to see Sam Grisman at the 8x10. So if you're around, I know Air is playing in DC and a lot of other things are going on, people are doing, but
You should ask what's his face to come on the show. You
yeah,
talk to him. Be like, hey,
yeah,
just come swing by.
yeah, that would be cool. I'm gonna
Yeah.
take the kids.
Oh,
And they're
nice.
old. They're 18 and 20 now, so they're actually adults,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's fun, man.
Adult
Uh
adult in the legal definition. Oh, you're coming, Mike? Oh, you're going to Air, right? Yeah, yeah. Everybody's going to Air. Hall's going.
yeah.
You
All
remember
right.
Hall, right?
Yeah, I
All
know
right.
Hall. Like and subscribe. Don't forget to register to vote, make a plan, and we will see you. When's the next show? We don't have anything for a
Wednesday.
while.
We'll
Oh,
see
the
you next
lot. We'll see you
Wednesday.
in a week for the lot. Later.
9:58. Do you know where your kids are?
MC Roach.
In the house.